What up, YouTube? It's your boy Nebro Tishin. And hold on one second, let me check this. Shit. It's your boy Nebro Tishin. And a lot of people been asking me about love binding spells. And so I thought I'd make a video about it. Now, a love binding spell, what does a love binding spell do? A love binding spell can do a multitude of things. A love binding spell can actually work to bring two people together. It can work to bring a person back to you. But the most effective aspect of a love binding spell is to bind two people together etherically and spiritually through the element of love. Now, what I've come to understand about these types of works is this: depending upon how the work is done, if you don't do it correctly, the love binding spell will bind two people together. They will not be able to get each other out of their life, but it does not necessarily mean that these two people are going to stay in love with each other. So it has to be done in a way in which, people who work with me will actually see certain elements of the work and how it's done. And I'll explain to them how it's done in a way to actually keep that person's heart binded to you, keep their emotions bound to you, their love bound to you. And the way that that's done is using a spirit that we work with in the tradition of Afro-Cuban black magic, known as Chola Wenge. All right, but this particular type of work can be used with any type of spirit that you know how to work with. It's not necessarily exclusive to that particular spirit, but I know that it works very well with that particular spirit. So people need to understand that when you get these love binding spells done, it don't mean that you and that person gonna be in love forever. What it means is that y'all two gonna be stuck together forever. It means that that person may wander, that person may leave, that person may be still an asshole, that person may still be mean, but they ain't going nowhere. They're gonna always keep finding their way back to you, and you're gonna always find your way back to them, and it's gonna always appear as if you and him or him and her cannot get each other out of y'all life. That's what it means to be binded. Okay? So it has to be performed in such a way that the two people are not just binded, but the love between those two people are binded. Okay? So you have a binding spell, then you also have what they call a love binding spell. So you want to make sure that you're getting a love binding spell, not just a binding spell, not just a work to bind two people together, but a work to actually bind the love between two people together. I'm actually working on a few clients' cases at this moment where they are going to receive a love binding. And this is because, and usually I'll employ this type of work when I notice that I'm bringing the two people back together because the third person used or went to somebody who does some type of spiritual work to separate these two people in the first place. So we'll do the love binding, which will actually bring that person back together and prevent them from any future attacks upon their relationship. All right. So I mean, it's really that clear. It's really that simple. It's it, it, it I don't want to give away what it is that I do in the work, but to be honest with you, I mean, that's the difference between the love binding spell and a regular binding spell. The love binding spell basically binds the person's love to you. You know what I mean? But it does not mean that the relationship is always going to be perfect. You know what I mean? A lot of clients, they get in their head, they be thinking, oh, they're acting this way, or we had an argument today. Okay, that shit's natural. You know what I mean? You're gonna have arguments, you're gonna have disagreements, you're gonna have debates and things of that nature. You're not gonna always get along, but you will always have that love for one another. You'll never want to be away from one another. You'll never want to be separate from one another. You'll never want to break up with one another and so forth. You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean that the relationship is going to be perfect. All right. So I want y'all to understand that when you're getting a love binding spell, you're getting a binding spell that actually binds the love, of two people together. Okay. So I hope that helped. If y'all got any questions, you know how to hit me up. Definitely go to my website, shoot me a question, or y'all can connect with me at the links in the description of these videos, and find me on social media. Hit me up in the inbox or something like that on the DM on Instagram or whatever. You know what I mean? If y'all want to learn if a binding spell, a love binding spell, will be something good for your situation, definitely book a consultation with me, and I'll be happy to look into your relationship spiritually and find out if a love binding spell will be conducive for your relationship, and to let you know if you would like to, if you should in fact be binded to that individual who you're thinking about. All right, so I'll see y'all on the next video, and I appreciate y'all for watching. Peace.